couple plays ago. He's on a knee on the sideline right now. Here they bring it. They go to the end zone.
Wow.
Was that caught?
That's caught.
Hold on, we need to have a second look at that.
I think that's
Tesla, the rookie who pulled it down.
Incredible
Crazy.
catch. I think he had barely out.
Look at this.
Let's see. One in for sure. Two. His feet were in, but
third round
his
pick.
tutties just hit outside.
How about this? Are they high on this kid? Look at this.
I mean, his catch radius, that shows off his skill level. I was watching some of the plays and some of the catches he made. It's impressive. They're going to get him time. He just missed a little too much time.
So his first NFL catch.
Two tight end set, 2nd and 5. Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Blocking of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brock Wright, Sam Laporta coming around the edge. They seal off that edge for Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jahmyr Gibbs is the fastest running back in the NFL.
32-yard connection. 1st and goal from the 1. Here is Montgomery. He is in for a Lions touchdown.
Speaking of the center guard combination, David Montgomery runs right behind them. They bulldoze their way, push the rest of that Bears defense just enough to get David Montgomery. He's not going to sit there and start being, one of those prima donna wide receivers. He's going to go out there and block his tail off.
Goff's pass is complete and taken into the end zone by Brock Wright for a Lions touchdown.
Brock Wright's going to come from right to left, and you see this is a tired defense. Their eyes were bad. The effort.
Goff to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Brown.
To a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown on Tyreek Stevenson. That's too easy, right? The communication that's unsaid between Goff and Amon-Ra, that is just too easy. He actually cuts his route short to go back to the football. Goff, like watching the way Noah Sewell plays that position.
We're down at 8. Goff going deep. Williams, touchdown!
Detroit Lions. They did this with Ben Johnson. They're doing it now with John Morton. Poor communication on the back.
Goff to the end zone. St. Brown. Touchdown.
Faking a hamstring injury as a celebration. That's just great. Let's make sure his feet got in. Possesses 1, 2, 3, and he's at the slot. Nick McLeod, a little rub route from Khalif Raymond. No chance. This is the best.
4th and goal, fake to Montgomery.
Too easy.
To St. Brown, into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown today, and there he goes.
Right into the leap zone. There's Amon-Ra. He's in the slot, and he's going to go cross in motion. As soon as he does that, poor communication by the Bears. Nobody covers him. That's why I said it's too easy. And he goes right to the leap zone. Gets up there on the first jump, right? Pretty nice, pretty athletic. Okay, kid's having a good time. And then here comes Goff.
Gibbs, touchdown. What a good start for the Lions. Here he is leading the way this time as the lead blocker. An excellent job of just helping kind of seal it and Khalif Raymond getting up there as well. If you're going to play wide receiver, not only do you have to be able to catch the football in this offense.
Montgomery back there with Goff on 2nd and goal. Montgomery gets it, and no call. They're saying he's short. Now the other official says touchdown. Let's just make sure. What a drive that was. And he's in.
That's as good as it gets. I mean, it's good no matter who you're playing, but when you're playing on the road against this Ravens defense, 98 yards, that's pretty impressive. That's a good call. You see the ball in the left arm, and Sam Laporta, he leads the way, and then you got St. Brown. He's helping try to make a block as well.
St. Brown in motion. Goff for St. Brown. He is there, and he's got it. Touchdown, Detroit. What a throw and catch.
An excellent route by Amon-Ra St. Brown. Double move on Marlon Humphrey. So Goff isn't so much worried about St. Brown winning on the route. He's got to hold Hamilton. The safety, is watching as well. And he has to hold him to keep him from going over the top. He does that perfectly.
They pitch to Gibbs. Touchdown!
Yeah, well, we've seen Johnny Morton dial up a couple of these tonight. This is good execution. They get it to St. Brown, and then he pitches it out to Jahmyr Gibbs. It's what they're used to. It's the way they're built.
Now Montgomery, he's going to break. David Montgomery is in for the touchdown.
Mahogany and Tate Radledge, and the job that they have done tonight, and really all 5 of those guys, along with the receivers. Jamison Williams, he's down the field blocking.
Garrett has returned. 1st and goal, 8-yard line. This is Gibbs inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown!
The run game. John Morton, offensive coordinator, said they haven't seen a run game like ours. The patience of Jahmyr Gibbs to allow his blocks to set up, skips into the end zone. And take a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not only a phenomenal wide receiver, running routes, getting separation.
3rd and goal. Fake to Montgomery. St. Brown. Touchdown.
Yes, and there's Amon-Ra. Remember, everything looks like a run. And then sure enough, picked off the defender that was supposed to block him. Just too easy for Jared Goff and Amon-Ra. They've been doing this for years now. This connection is fantastic.
Take it out to 35. Khalif Raymond across midfield. Still going. One man to beat. It's the punt for Bohorquez. Touchdown, Khalif Raymond.
Taking a look at it again, Kenny. It was a directional punt, trying to pin him on the sideline. And unfortunately for the Browns, they had no angles to the football. Khalif Raymond follows 2 blocks, and he is out the gate for a touchdown. Look at the speed as he goes. There is no way Jerome Baker is going to catch him. Punter's not catching him. That's a nice touchdown for the Lions.
3rd and goal. St. Brown to the end zone. Touchdown.
Amon-Ra and Jared Goff. Jared Goff checks him into the right play. And then that little subtle move by Amon-Ra to set up the block.
2nd and 9. St. Brown in motion, play action. Look in that direction. Goff will check it short to Laporta at the 10. Laporta with a little stiff arm, up in the air and in for 6. Sam Laporta.
It's just so hard. It's Joseph. I didn't see who was in coverage as the linebacker.
Former high school quarterback takes the snap. He'll throw. End zone touchdown. Brock Wright as Montgomery back home, airing it out like he did in Mount Healthy High School for 6. And it's 13-0 Detroit. Laporta in motion. Swing it out to Gibbs with blockers in front. Gibbs weaving through traffic. Inside the 5. Fights his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions.
He's more than just a dynamic athlete, because if you watch this, right? Okay, ball's in his hand. Okay, are we going to get in? It looks like we've got some good support. We got inside out there. We got good blocks on the outside. Geno Stone just not coming to balance. You know, we use that term grit a little bit freely, but this team really embraces that mentality.
Here's Montgomery again. Jump cut to the outside. Montgomery into the end zone with the record tire.
Record tied in his hometown. I mean, honestly, I'll talk to him and I'll call him in the commercial. And if this is gonna happen to us, we are so happy.
From the 12, Goff looking for the end zone. It is caught. Isaac to Slaw with the touchdown. And on a warm day in Cincinnati, the Snow Angel in the end zone to celebrate Slaw's second Lions touchdown.
Just a great job right here. All the ball handling in the backfield, it was fantastic. It kind of took everybody's attention away, but there's that location. You know, a little bit on that back shoulder, a little trouble getting that thing tucked away.
3rd and 3. Goff in the middle, fires. Jamison Williams bouncing off tackles into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Takes at least 3 seconds to get in behind the second linebacker right there. And you could see 3+. When you get to there and you can work those.
2nd and goal, Goff. Scanning, firing to the back. Laporta, what a catch! Touchdown! There was no space, and Laporta brings it in. Wow. 4-point game.
Did he really catch that? One hand, 1 down, 2 down. Wow. That was something else. Shamari Connor all over him. He's got his one arm hooked, pulls it out, didn't matter. He only needed one.
Goff over the middle. He's got St. Brown, and he's got a touchdown.
Just had a good year, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to come in on the cross, and when you're matched up one-on-one with him, and Jacob Parrish being a rookie, of course, he slips, but that's a tough matchup. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Glad I'm not a DB.
Right up the gut, there goes Gibbs. Foot race. Winfield can't get there. Touchdown, Lions. What a game he's putting together.
Well, watch Tay Radledge and Penei Sewell, the right guard and right tackle. I mean, Penei Sewell, he just moves people in the run game. And also, you don't have runs like this unless you get cooperation from the wide receivers. Khalif Raymond comes up. He's able to come up and pick off Tyke Smith. And the collection of those 3 guys, along with Sam Laporta, who secured the edge, I mean, you're not going to catch Jahmyr Gibbs. And to go back to what I said earlier about Gibbs carrying more of the water than David Montgomery, it's for those reasons.
1st and goal from the 5. Why not? Gibbs again. Spinning touchdown.
Either we've got to convert on 3rd down or not get to 3rd down, because otherwise we're going to go up and down the field. They had 1 3rd down, 3rd and 2. They converted it. It was the only one of the drive, and they made it look pretty easy. I don't think anybody's going to be asking Johnny Morton.
What's that? 4th down, Goff to throw, zips one up.
Laporta's got it inside the 10. Laporta still on his feet and dragging back and goal in the end zone. He is in. Touchdown.
all these special plays, and it's just Laporta right down the middle. They got to deal with the screen in the run game, and they try to disguise their intentions in the secondary with their coverage, but they lose track of Laporta right down the middle of the field, and Goff isn't losing track of number 87 either.
That was unbelievable. I mean, he's just dragging multiple Vikings for 10.
51.
Montgomery running up the middle and right in. Touchdown, Lions.
Even physicality, and it's just a simple inside run. The defensive end, Redmond, has a shot to make the play. Comes off of the block by Decker, but that too much momentum.
A couple good returns, a blocked field goal would set up their last field goal. Lions need this. Goff throwing for Jameson Williams. He's got it! Diving to the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown. No, they're going to say he's down at the 2. Wow. What balance from Jameson Williams. Nope, he's in. He's in all day. That is a touchdown.
Great throw by Goff, finding the one-on-one downfield to Williams. They knew they needed to get him more integrated into the offense after the bye week.
The ruling has been changed to a touchdown.
One-on-one with Rodgers. Goff knows it. Throws to his explosive receiver when they need it most. They maintain all 3 of their timeouts and score on the home run.
Goff on second down, over the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jordan McGee, there's Jahmyr Gibbs, and then he's just going to run an angle route on the linebacker. There's no help for him at all. Splits him easily. Jared Goff was salivating.
Goff on the slant to St. Brown. He is in for a Lions touchdown.
You know that is his guy. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes inside, splits the 2, gets the easy touchdown. He's going against Mikey Sainristil, and they really...
Second down and 4. Brock Wright, the tight end, in at fullback. There's Gibbs, cuts to the outside, turns the corner. Still going, into the end zone. Touchdown. Second of the day for Gibbs.
Running it right towards Penei Sewell, and they get to that side. As soon as Jahmyr Gibbs breaks that first tackle, Frankie Luvu, he outruns the defense, and then they just bowl over the Commanders to push Jahmyr Gibbs in for the touchdown.
St. Brown and Laporta.
Look at that.
You call that the back push? Lions for the first time this season going for 2. Goff hands it off. Montgomery is in. From the Washington 14 on first down. Goff, Williams, he's been the main target during this series, and he is in for a Lions touchdown. Jameson Williams.
Just keep running it until they stop it. If they're not going to stop it, they're going to keep running it. Different formation, same route, and look at the speed. As soon as he gets it, he turns on the burners, outruns everyone he's able. Design the plays, get it out there. The second was commit to this running game between the tackles, which has opened up everything else. And Jahmyr Gibbs going for a touchdown.
Gibbs takes it all the way.
Pro Bowler Penei Sewell. You have the unselfish blocking up front. Sam Laporta leading the way, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all these big-name guys that are supposed to get their touches and yards, etc., they are blocking selflessly for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Takes it to the Philadelphia 40. Fake to Gibbs, again in the middle. Jameson Williams on the run, not going to get him, touchdown. You are not catching him when he is taken off, and Williams finds the end zone again, but the touchdown will stand.
There's just no way to understand the kind of speed that guy has. Watch when he makes the break. And you've got Adoree Jackson who can really run, but it didn't matter.
And this is where the penalty comes from with Williams and the celebration.
I've seen him actually off the ball playing linebacker.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. Gets it into the hands of St. Brown, and he forces his way into the end zone for a Lions touchdown.
And Amon-Ra is coming across in motion. As he does that, you see all the blockers getting ready. They have the angles. They go to Brian Burns' side. He actually played that pretty well. And same thing, playing outstanding football for them.
On 1st and goal, it is Gibbs, reaches across, touchdown.
And just like that, the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, crosses the pylon before he goes out of bounds. That is a touchdown. And how easy it is for this Lions offense to score touchdowns, right? When they commit to the running game.
Right, the blown leads have been well documented. There's Gibbs. Belton couldn't bring him down. Holland chasing after him. And Jahmyr Gibbs is into the end zone for a Lions touchdown, 49 yards.
Play that he almost scored a touchdown on before. And you're going to watch the individual effort from Jahmyr Gibbs. You see how they get to the second level. Now it's on him. Break one tackle, Dane Belton. Second tackle, Cordell Flott. Javon Holland can't get there, and he's off to the races for another. And I don't see him on the sideline, so I'm going to keep watching that.
Here's Gibbs on 1st down. Jahmyr Gibbs across midfield. One man to beat. Inside the 20, the 10. Touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. In overtime. Remember, the Giants will have an opportunity. Gibbs takes it 69 yards.
This defense, you just watch how they're hooking the defensive line. They stunt one way, they get out there, get out leverage. Nobody touches Jahmyr Gibbs. That is inexcusable Giants defense. Nobody touches the best running back in.
Montgomery in the Wildcat getting the snap. He gets it. Looking to run. Right side. Montgomery trucks in. Touchdown, Detroit.
You actually get your advantage when you make Montgomery the quarterback in the Wildcat. And it's one-on-one with McDuffie. You see out here, there's 2 for 2. So you eliminate one defender. You even the run numbers up in the run game inside. Spreading his guys out, going to try to create a little space.
Blitz, they get Williams. He breaks a tackle. Jameson Williams! How did he do that? Touchdown, Lions!
We're pressuring Jared Goff. Audibles to the quick screen. Valentine misses it. And if you miss a tackle, he's out the gates. No laces. He doesn't need them. Tight enough spiral to get it to Williams quick enough where he can accelerate into the defense.
In the last few plays with an extra lineman, they stay in it. Here's a fake. Goff can't find anyone else. Throws and it's caught for a touchdown. Isaac Tesla, the rookie.
Tesla's going across and he stops in the middle. He kind of looks. Williams is back there too. The distribution's way off. But because he had a lot of time in the pocket, Goff was able to stand there and just wait for Tesla to.
2nd and goal. Through the middle. Gibbs into the end zone for a Lions touchdown.
Watch the rookie here pick up a nice block, pulling around, a little bit of penetration. Tate Ratledge right there on Sam Williams. And that allows Gibbs to get downhill and to be able to, that the defense steps up after that fumble.
Williams averaging 19 yards per reception, which is gigantic. 2nd and 10. Montgomery breaking tackles. Inside the 10, he goes to the end zone for the touchdown.
Watch Sewell and the balance that he has, and then turn to his right and make that block right there on Overshown. That's what allowed him to be able to get into the teeth of that defense, and then that's what Montgomery brings, the physicality. We know about Gibbs, how quick and elusive he is.
Barnes gets the goal. 2nd down and 8. To the end zone, open touchdown. Isaac Tesla with the score.
And watch the eyes of the rookie, 34 Ravel, just kind of looking at the quarterback.
no real feel. And this is a guy that played predominantly man-to-man at East Carolina. He's learning how to play zone. That time in the zone.
Second down and 7. Gibbs. You can only bottle him up so long. Touchdown.
They convert, keep this drive alive. Watch Penei Sewell on the right side with the rookie Tate Ratledge. Good job of just kind of pushing that defensive line. They were slanting that way, just push them down. Looks like they're going to take a peek to make sure he was good to go, and into the end zone. Looks clean to me.
Gibbs the back. Give it to him to the outside. Blocking, and into the end zone he goes. Tristan Colon led the way.
All 3 tight ends over here. But watch the left guard pull around. 57. He gets out. Now he's got to make a play out in the space. Takes on Rebel. Buries him. And Gibbs walks into the end zone. Great kickoff return. Great play call and execution. Dan Campbell makes the call. Goff makes the great throw to St. Brown, who wins against soft coverage against Bland. And then they finish it off there.
From the 17, here's Goff in prime real estate, going deep. End zone is caught. Touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Lions strike first.
Two posts. Amon-Ra's the outside one. Breaking out in front of Kobe Durant. Durant doesn't have much help to the inside. A lot of times those corners in that cover 4 look will kind of play inside.
3rd and 5. Quick throw, screen. St. Brown gets a block. Amon-Ra spins his way to the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown, Lions.
Look at the Rams. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Fake the handoff, throw the slip screen. Then you got Sewell out there in front. You got Ratledge.
Goff going for it all. Jameson Williams, he's got it! Touchdown, Lions!
Brown on the inside on that in cut, and then the post over the top. Durant again with that outside leverage.
Look at this, I got David Montgomery in a wildcat situation here. They are going to run it. Montgomery is in! Wow, that was a really patient run.
Big bruising tight end himself. You got Colon on the pull, and it goes right behind him.
A 1st and 10 near the 20. Lions go to the end zone and caught. What a catch! Tesla somehow held on to it.
Watch right here. You've got to get between him and the safety and go up the seam. And you'll see the timing of the throw has to be perfect, and Tesla has to make a great bang-bang catch. I mean, half of his receptions have basically gone for touchdowns this year.
Raymond, 10-5, touchdown Lions. What a 4th down play. 4th down conversion, goes for a touchdown. Raymond ran away from Samuel.
This is why I talk about going to the other guys.
Gibbs flanking the quarterback. Over to Gibbs, he's wide open. Easy touchdown. Lions are in.
Just watch this. These 2 guys on defense are going to have to guard him and Ferkser. So you got Gibbs and Ferkser. As soon as Ferkser releases outside, it's too late. And you can't get there, Moon. And that's really on Moon, just not.
Goff looks. Goff throws. It is caught. Touchdown. Isaac Tesla has done it again. Towards the end of the game, this time he actually squeezes.
Yeah, just tipped off his hands last week. Here, boy, this is why you love big targets in the red zone. That is a heck of a catch in a critical situation. All those windows are going to be tight down there, so in a lot of cases, the safest place to throw that ball is right up around the crossbar, and you let the big guys jump up and snag it.
pressure. Goff zips it underneath. It is caught. It's going to be a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs is in.
He's got an angle route, and watch Edwards, the linebacker, just overrun it. Goff knows he's going back inside.
Snap and hold are good, and the kick is up and good, and the Lions going to finish their year with a win in Chicago, 19-16.